Welcome to JFix and a new video and a new series for my channel Problem and Solution. Now in this series I'm going to show you a problem I'm having on my electronics workbench and also a solution in the same video that I've found to resolve the problem. So there may be things that you're already aware of, but I wasn't aware of them, so if you're like me, these videos could be useful for you and I'd like to share. So to introduce you to the first problem that I'm having on my electronics workbench, I'm going to go into my living room and show you something first. So here is my PlayStation. It's a slim model, doesn't matter though. This applies to any kind of PlayStation or Xbox or console or anything that's got HDCP. It's currently turned on, working fine, and we've got the display on here. No issues with it. So if we look into the HDMI system settings, we have HDCP is enabled currently on there. That option is enabled. So I'm going to power down this PlayStation now and take that over to my bench. Got the PlayStation now on my desk that we've already confirmed is working. HDCP is enabled, and in this scenario, I want to be repairing consoles. So let's imagine this was faulty and I'm coming to test it, and I've got a HDMI cable here plugged into my capture card, and I want to show you now the big reveal of have we repaired this console or not. So I'm going to plug it in to my capture card and the HDMI port there. We've got a power cable. We're going to turn on the PlayStation and we're going to get display. Hopefully, well, we should do because we know it's working. So let's turn on this console. It's coming on with a blue light, should go to a white light, and let me switch over. And now we're waiting for the display. At the moment it's saying it's getting no signal. It's still powering on and we've got a white light now. But if you see on the screen, we've got nothing. So I would assume that PlayStation isn't working, but that's not the case. The HDCP is blocking the output, so it won't allow me to capture what's coming out of this PlayStation onto there. Now, if I did turn off HDCP, it would work, but that would mean I'd have to take this PlayStation to the house, plug it into the TV, go through the menus, disable HDCP, and yeah, I don't want to do that. So, in this case, what we're going to do is use something which is a HDMI splitter. I'm going to show you that now. So let me introduce you to this. This is a ESCO, I think it's called, little 4K HDMI splitter. Just came in a really basic box. It wasn't expensive, but the idea of this is that it will take a HDMI input in here and it will give us two outputs. Now, I'm not interested in two outputs. I only want a single output on there, so we're not going to bother using a second output. But the important thing with this is when it takes the input on here, it's going to handshake and it's going to negotiate the HDCP in this little box, and the output that it gives on this box will not have HDCP. It will be stripped out. So let's give this a go. So the device does require power, but luckily it's just a little USB-C, so we'll plug that in. Cable came included. Okay, and we've got the HDMI input now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a second HDMI cable. I'm going to plug the second HDMI into the HDMI in, and the input is obviously our PlayStation in this case. So I'll take out the original one and plug that in. Okay, so we have the input now from our PlayStation 5, and it's got a blue light to confirm it's getting a signal on the input. And now we should be able to connect that output, which is my capture card, into output number 1 or number 2, but I'll just put it into number 1, and we're going to see if this works. So let me switch you over. Okay, are we ready? Output number 1, connecting. And here we go. Look at that. we're winning. We now have our PlayStation 5 on the screen. And we can go one step further than this as well. Right, okay, I've just brought the controller over just so I can demonstrate to you. If I go up and down, PlayStation's working fine. And if I go into System, and let's look in HDMI, we can see HDCP is still enabled. And indeed, we're all working through my capture card here. So it's completely stripped out the HDCP. This is a 4K image as well, so it's working on a 4K resolution, so we can test that. I also want to show you one more thing as well, which definitely wouldn't work if HDCP was enabled.
You will need an oracle.
Okay, so the last thing I wanted to show you was Netflix,
There is no
because
oracle
this
that tells
absolutely
of our
would not
family.
work if HDCP was
There
still
is
enabled.
one.
As you can see, I'm still on the controller here, and I'm still on the PlayStation with the capture card, and Netflix is working perfectly. And I can play back something on there. I'm obviously not going to be able to do it. Don't want a copyright strike, but you can see it's playing perfectly fine. So everything is working flawlessly, all in 4K using this little box here. Now there are a lot of these types of splitters. Some might work, some might not work, I'm not sure. But I've tested this one and I know now it absolutely works. So I can recommend it to you, and I will post a link in my description to this particular splitter that does the 4K. And if you want to get it, yeah, feel free to search around or use my link and be able to pick this up for yourself. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed this episode of Problem and Solution. If it is something you'd like to see on my channel, let me know and we'll find some more problems that I'm having on my bench, or maybe one of you is having a problem and you want me to have a look for a solution. Please leave it in the description and let's see if we can keep this running and see how it goes for my channel. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next. Thanks guys.